importance to health,
change in infrastructure,
ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम,
IIT center,
मेट्रो भी होना चाहिए,
पार्क की व्यवस्था, मल्टीप्लेक्स हॉस्पिटल,
engineering,
आकाश है।
हाईवे होना चाहिए और
These drawings are not just flights of fantasy, but the hopes of some young minds for a better tomorrow. A better tomorrow has its roots in the endeavors of today. And to see this vision become a reality, this tomorrow needs to be planned with eyes and minds wide open. Planning is an integral part of any developmental process. Most Indian cities and towns have grown without much prior planning. That is why they appear cluttered and lack basic amenities like water supply, sanitation, solid waste management, roads, and so on.
While Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, etc. are on the radar of many planners because of their size and scale, towns with populations of 1 lakh or 2, like Sitapur or Mirzapur or Ghazipur or Madhubani or Chhapra, do not attract anybody's attention. We felt that planning in these towns must be made a more participatory and inclusive process.
To address these issues, Priya took the initiative and conducted an exercise to understand the needs of the city and prepared a participatory city development plan. They began an exercise in participatory town planning where the citizens were placed at the center of the process.
पिछली प्लानिंग ना होने की वजह से कई कठिनाइयों से झेल रहे हैं, तो वो चीजों को भी देखेंगे जो हमारे.
To begin with, in order to understand the specific needs of the area and the people, Priya conducted initial studies in Dumka in Jharkhand, Chhapra in Bihar, and Akaltara and Arang in Chhattisgarh.
घर बन गया, उसी के आसपास 2-4 दुकानें होंगी, एक बहुत ही अनियोजित विकास रहता है. इस विकास को रोकने के लिए हमको मास्टर प्लान की आवश्यकता है.
In Bihar and Jharkhand, the focus was on city infrastructure development, whereas in Chhattisgarh, the focus was on land use planning coupled with infrastructure, which is also known as the master plan in the form of a legal document. The first step towards making a participatory city development plan or a CDP is to instill a responsible interest in the citizens in the planning of their own towns and cities.
प्रोजेक्ट की ये है कि मैंने आज ले 20 साल बाद अकलतरा कैसे दिखना चाहिए, अकलतरा के मैंने कैसे विकास होना चाहिए, अकलतरा के रहन सहन कैसे होना चाहिए.
Several rounds of consultation meetings were organized with identified stakeholders and local partners, that is the common citizens, municipality officials, elected councillors and ward representatives.
ओला सफाई करना नहायत जरूरी है और जो गंदा पानी है ओला बाहर निकाल है.
110 से ज्यादा नहीं रहता. अभी ना आपके देख लीजिए, बहुत बड़ी समस्या है समझिए हमारे ये 10 वार्ड के.
Environment building was a great challenge for Priya. It needed close observation of the city's functioning and infrastructure and awareness generation amongst the citizens about the process.
अगर उसमें बैक्टीरिया फैल गया तो समझ जाइए कि यहाँ की आबादी जो होगी वो सब चर्म रोग और 50 और तरह की बीमारी से विकलांग होने लगेंगे.
हमारा परिवार मर रहा है 93 से, हम कहाँ जाएंगे? पोखरा अगर खुदाएगा तो
When we talk to the people, you also get informal data, which are not numbers, but give you interesting aspects and interpretation, how they see the problem. From economic point of view, from occupation point of view, we try to identify as many stakeholder groups as possible. So we talk to the traders, we talk to the rickshawalas, we talk to people residing in the slum areas, people residing in the squatter people residing on the roadside.
गेट पर ट्रांसफार्मर पावर ग्रिड के द्वारा लगाया गया है, जिसमें अभी तक ट्रांसफार्मर नहीं लगा है, उसकी आवश्यकता है।
रोड है जो कि जहाँ तहाँ टूटा है, नाली है, उसको मरम्मत करवाना चाहिए। स्वास्थ्य केंद्र नहीं है, शिक्षा है, उसका भी अभाव है।
लड़की का विवाह होती है तो रहने का, बारात ठिकाने के भी सुविधा नहीं है।
छपरे जैसे जिला में जहाँ ज़मीन की बड़ी किल्लत है, और यही कारण है कि आप देखेंगे कि यहाँ से पलायन ज़्यादा होता है। चूँकि लाइवलीहुड का जो साधन है, कोई इंडस्ट्री दुनिया जहान ये तो है नहीं, एग्रीकल्चर है, और वो अभी इतना सिमटा हुआ है कि शायद उससे हम लोग पेट नहीं भर पाते।
The major thrust of the consultation meeting was to make people understand the importance of town planning, its benefit, and realize their role in the planning process. The elected representatives took an active participation in the process discussion.
प्राथमिकताएं कभी रातों रात बदल जाती हैं, तो प्राथमिकताएं बदल जाती हैं।
The elected representatives, or ERs, of Chhapra initiated a conversation with the people on how they wanted to see their city after 10 years.
अब बताइए, लेडीज टॉयलेट वो भी नहीं है, यहाँ ये रिक्शा पड़ाव भी नहीं है।
डिलीवरी हो या छोटे छोटे उनको कोई बीमारी हो तो 3 किलोमीटर वहाँ हॉस्पिटल में जाना पड़ता है।
यहाँ से लोग पटना जाते हैं पढ़ने के लिए, बच्चा को ऐसे भेजते हैं कि हाँ कोई इंस्टीट्यूट हो जिसमें बच्चा अच्छा से ऐसे पढ़ के आगे निकले।
सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी यहाँ सरकार को सोचना पड़ेगा।
कोई बच्चों का मनोरंजन का चिड़ियाघर भी तो होना चाहिए, जो पटना हम लोग अक्सर जाने के लिए अब हमेशा कोई तो जरूरी नहीं है कि अवेलेबल है, हम लोग चले जाएंगे।
This gave an insight into the needs and understanding of the people. Sector-wise and ward-wise, data was collected for transportation, sanitation, water supply, health and education. A consultation cum envisioning meeting was organized at Akaltara. People were given pieces of paper to jot down their vision and ideas of an ideal town. The expectations and dreams of people classified into different categories like infrastructure, amenities, entertainment, trade, education, etc. Trade and commerce play a significant role in the development of a city and town and often give it a unique identity. It is a commercial hub that brings in money and business into the city and hence is vital in improving the economic condition of any city.
हम लोग का सबसे बड़ा दिक्कत यहाँ है इस मार्केट में, एक रोड इंक्रोचमेंट के कारण पतली हो गई है। दूसरा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है कि आए दिन रोड जाम हुआ करता है। अभी हम लोग 2 साल से अपना सेल्फ सिक्योरिटी रख रहे हैं, उससे पहले आए दिन हम लोग को यहाँ डकैती बुरा वर्क होता था, कभी ताला काट के सारा का सारा गायब कर देना। इस सब के लिए सिक्योरिटी अपना ही हम लोग मुहैया करवाए हुए। हम लोग प्राइवेट सिक्योरिटी रख के ये काम हम लोग कर रहे हैं कि हम अपने जो कस्टमर हैं
Ensuring their security and making available a support system is very important. Shopkeepers and owners of rice mills and timber mills in Akaltara complained of congestion, a lack of roads, etc. that negatively affected their trade and consequently the town.
अपना जो अकलतरा है शुरू से ही घना बसा हुआ है। सबसे बड़ी आवश्यकता भी बाईपास की है। एक ही मात्र रोड है मेन रोड, जो उसी के अगल बगल पूरे व्यापार भी हैं, मार्केट भी है, सब है। सबसे बड़ी है यहाँ सब्जी मंडी है, काफ़ी पुरानी है वो, इतनी छोटी जगह में और इतनी व्यस्तम मार्ग में है कि वो अगर अपन कहीं और उसको ट्रांसफ़र कर देते तो आधी समस्या हमारी जो ट्रैफिक की है।
They also did a traffic and road survey to understand the transport needs of the city. Maps helped in understanding the scope and accommodating new needs for the surveyed area. Priya office meticulously analyzed all the primary and secondary data collected to make a conceptual plan.
Keep on doing something.
City investment plans, development controls, thematic maps were intensively used while drafting the plan. The data collected from various sources was now compiled and processed to form a reference point regarding the existing status of the city plan. A pragmatic approach towards the plan and ideas generated was necessary. Hence, a meeting was called to undertake a SWOT analysis. In other words, discuss the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the town as perceived by the people. The Priya functionaries helped the people in doing their individual analyses. The conceptual plan prepared was thereafter discussed with the government officials, municipalities, elected representatives, and common people. The draft conceptual plan was now shared with government officials to know its feasibility and scope, and also to gather more information. This is crucial for the release of funds for the plan. This included a land use plan, infrastructure distribution, and the policy of implementation. Building bylaws as per the State Act were also prepared for the master plan. Besides proposals for basic services, the plan interestingly gave a thrust to the proper accommodation at recreational centers, schools, preservation of heritage sites, and their promotion as tourist destinations, in the state of Rajasthan, the old city of Jhunjhunu reflects a unique charm. Its old Havelis stand tall, as if protecting the rich heritage. However, poor planning and the lack of a proper system of solid waste management has marred the beauty of the city. Recognizing this, an initiative was taken by Priya to develop an effective system of solid waste management with the active participation of the citizens and stakeholders at all stages. Finally, with the suggestions and inputs from all the quarters, a workable and appropriate solid waste management plan was formulated to suit the requirements of the city. With the consent of the municipality members, a disposal ground was selected which was about 5 to 6 kilometers away from the main city. Jhunjhunu has set an example of the possible synergy between common people and the government of working together.
This experience will be seen as a valuable part of the methodology of town planning in other parts of the country, as well as beyond, perhaps in South Asia. This region is most neglected in urban planning. So many of these plans now need to be approved by state governments and resourced for their implementation. Priya has been trying to work with mayors and councillors of these towns and their officials to make a case with the state governments and central government that plans developed through a participatory process should be given a priority.
The draft plan was first shared at the town and ward level, then the state level officials were approached for getting their approval. Timely and regular reminders, proper persuasion through follow-up meetings was required to make the amendments as required and get the plan approved. The city of dreams of millions can be brought to life. This is possible only through meaningful planning with the participation of the citizens so that the larger needs of the city and its people can be fulfilled.